And we do have, of course, it's a TVT here. Interestingly enough, we did see Bunny go on in there, and he canceled his gas early on, but he did remake it. So I'm not exactly sure what the plan with that was. Maybe he wanted to get something out. Maybe he wanted to get an extra SCV. Yeah, but anyway, we should be good now. Oh no, Bunny's going to type up on the high ground. And there are 2 Reapers here. 2 Reapers make Innovation a sad boy, or make Bunny a sad boy indeed. As, I mean, this was both players going for a double gas opener. Now, Innovation, not exactly going to get aggressive with this until right now. But Bunny's got to build an extra Reaper to make sure that he's safe against this. Because, again, 2 Reapers versus 1, well, it's going to be a problem. Why does this StarCraft start with so many workers? Because, honestly, with Legacy of the Void, the prevailing opinion was that the 6-worker start led to too much kind of uncounterable cheese. And early game, the first couple minutes were just really boring. So whether or not that's true, I mean, it certainly did cut down on viable styles. But on the flip side, I mean, you're not just getting random 6 pools that are ending the game. So I guess that's, you win some, you lose some. His Innovation's going to try to dive on up here. And he will lose 1 Reaper for his troubles. Or, sorry, Bunny will. So, Innovation now has the early game unit lead. This is interesting, though. Innovation's already mining from his gas at his natural, but he has not taken his natural yet. But yeah, we should be fixed now, Bitterwood. I do apologize. I think Google Drive was just eating up a lot of my bandwidth because I made some changes in it. Decided that apparently OBS does not have priority. So, that's a bit annoying, but, you know. We're going to be fine. Oh, and the most unfortunate thing is that I forgot to set the recording for this video. So, we're not going to have that. Oh, that's unfortunate. Hopefully it's going to be fine on the Trovo download. Because I was going and I was setting the download, or setting all this to get recorded, but I missed the first 5 minutes of this game, and therefore, you know, that's one's just going to have to be downloaded from Trovo. That's unfortunate. Anyway, Double Raven opener coming on in here from Bunny in Innovation. As, well, they're just going to try to get on into this powerful position that's going to allow them to be positional on the map. Shut down the tanks at the very least. But yeah, I'm not really sure what caused that lag spike. I mean, I got a 5800X, I got a 3090, but trying to change my task manager to see what it was sorting on caused my entire computer to freeze for like a solid 10 seconds. And I don't know quite why that was, but it was. Like, instead of sorting by, you know, most resources utilization, it was sorting by name. And apparently that, you know, caused everything to die, which is not something one would expect, but you know what? Sometimes it don't be like it be, but it do. Tanks and medevacs and tanks on the way here for both Bunny and Innovation. Is actually Bunny, or Innovation, excuse me, is going to try to move out with a push here. This is something that Innovation will not scout until right, or that Bunny will not scout until right now. Actually, did he even see that? The Cyclone has found its way onto the low ground now, but I don't think that Bunny is aware of this. Now, he will scan the main base and says, oh yeah, you got a command center just about done, so I'm a little bit behind in my command center timing, but well, I got 2 Ravens, and I'm going to try to get some damage done there. Actually, it looks like there's a double drop coming on in as well, so this is a bit of a problem here for Innovation. Yeah, he's got his push out on the map, but he's been slow in moving on into it, which means, of course, that Bunny has the first siege. So the SCVs are going to try to get pulled on in here, and Innovation is just going to try to go on into the natural, but Bunny has tanks already. And SCVs are going to get pulled immediately. 18 SCVs have died. Tanks are going to look to siege on up here for the Ravens. It looks like Innovation is going to break Bunny as well. So Bunny does have a tank lead. They're not all in one place. So we will have to see the tank siege on up here. But how many disables do we have? I think it is, that answer is 1. So, well, okay, so Bunny's going to win the air battle, which means he will eventually be able to target the down, but no. Innovation, he had the hold on his base, and he's going to lose Bunny. Or Bunny's going to lose his base, so that's going to be that. GG. Innovation takes game number 1. Yeah. That happened. That was the thing. Bunny kind of got bopped. I thought it was looking good for him, right? Because he had it looked like he did the better move, right? He got on into Innovation's base faster, but Innovation had 3 tanks instead of 2. And Innovation, yes, he was able to hold it. It was only 8 Marines and 2 tanks instead of, 3 tanks and 20 Marines. So with that being the case, I mean, Innovation just had more. He had a far more difficult army to really to shove off. And, well, with that being the case, Bunny really couldn't break out. He had no hope to really break out. And Innovation was able to break the position of Bunny's. With that being said, Bunny lost the game. But we do have another game that's going to happen on in here sooner rather than later. And it will be Blackburn, which is a pretty cool TVT map. You have that really short rush distance along the bottom of the map. But again, the map does expand a little bit more. It's decently choked off. I've seen some pretty cool TVTs thus far. I hope to see some more. As we're just about ready to get on into our second game of this best of 3. Winner moves on to the semifinals. Loser, well, they don't. That's how that one works. Loser drops on to the final match here today. Let's get on into things. And here we are spawning in the bottom left in the blue, of course. Representing Team NV. Give it up for Bunny. And his opponent in the bottom left in the red, representing Kaitsu Gaming, he is Innovation. So Innovation kind of bopped its way through game number 1. Not too surprising, but still a bit disappointing. And we're going to have to see exactly what he can do, or more importantly, what Bunny is going to do in this game number 2 to really try to make things equal, to try to find his way back into this game, or into this series. Now, it will be a double gas opener from both players here, which will mean that we'll see a couple more Reapers, a couple more Hellions than you normally would. Although, to be fair, this double gas opener has been very popular in TVT, at least in a lot of the games that I've had the opportunity to cast over the last month, 2 months, something like that. Now, I'm just very excited because I have a new audio device coming on in tomorrow. I was able to find a Go XLR on eBay for cheap, and that means my audio chains can be a whole lot less complicated. It's not going to be that situation where every time I boot up my computer, I have to restart my audio chain like 4 times to hope that the audio is working properly. I guess syncs up with the clock or whatever. So, again, very excited about that. As we do have command centers on the way here for both players. Both players building on the low ground, so we're not going to see any of those like high ground shenanigans where Innovation forces Bunny to leap on up into the main base with his Reaper to try to see whether there's actually a command center being made, and then, well, Innovation kills it off with his double Reaper, and then it just kind of snowballs from there a little bit. No, Innovation is going to build it on the low ground. He values mining efficiency a little bit more in this game than he previously did. So this is going to be just a pretty defensive game here in this game number 2. Innovation not showing any real desire to get aggressive, and honestly, neither is Bunny. Both players are just going to kind of sit there, macro up, get their naturals up, get up into their 1 or 2 Ravens, however many they decide to go for, and go from there. So look at this, though. Bunny's going to have his Ravens a lot faster than Innovation will. Because Bunny, he has a starport a little bit faster, gets the tech lot a little bit faster. So He's going to be 3/4 of the way done with his Raven when Innovation's able to start his. And that does mean that maybe, theoretically, Bunny's going to have a better timing. At the very least, he will have more energy on his Raven, which means more harass or the better ability to break tanks. It's a small thing, but it is something. It looks like Bunny is only going to go single Raven style here in this game, which does allow him, of course, to get into his bio a little bit faster, get into his upgrades a little bit faster, get into his get more tanks a little bit faster. But on the flip side, it means there's less offensive utility with this Raven, defensive utility as well. So Innovation, he's going 2 Ravens here, and this does seem to be slightly more powerful than what Bunny has gone for. But Bunny, he's just going to go for a big push, and all he cares about is having enough disables for the tanks of Innovation. Now, Innovation does have 2 tanks. That Raven will have to have 2 disables here. Is I believe, how much energy does it have? Where is this Raven? Not quite. Does not have quite the energy for double disable yet, but okay, so now Innovation is going to move out on the map here. This Reaper will, or this, excuse me, this Hellion will get targeted on down, but now Innovation, he's going to find the army, or Bunny's going to find his, I guess. And now we have the sieged up position here with the main base. That's going to be a bit problematic, but we do have 2 Ravens, and with 2 Ravens going on in here, we should just see the disables coming on in. No, it's just going to be a bunch of auto turrets. It's going to be more auto turrets versus less, but it looks like Bunny actually has what he needs. Oh, no, Innovation. He took an ill-considered fight here, and now he's going to lose both of his tanks. He's going to lose both of his Ravens, and I think he's not going to lose the game because he does have a high ground tank. But it's not going to be nice for him. That's for sure indeed. As we don't have stim, so the Marines are not going to be as powerful as they otherwise would be. But this tank's going to try to siege on up into a position here. And, well, we have a Raven done. That and Bunny owns the sky, so it's very difficult for Innovation to really get anything done here. So now that the Vikings are going to try to show on up, but we will have the Vikings get landed. One Viking will get targeted down immediately. All these SCVs are going to get pulled to try to break these tanks, but that's not going to be a GG Bunny. He takes game number 2. Well, you know, Sushi, that might happen. If Bunny takes the 3rd game, that might happen indeed. But, you know, Sushi, you're also the tournament organizer here. At least, you know, you're one of them. And, well, you could have stacked the bracket. You could have stacked it so Innovation versus Rogue faced off in the first series. And, well, that would be, you know, broken. It would be a thing. It would be possible. Now we do have our 3rd game getting ready on up here. It will be Romanticide as our 3rd and final game in this series. And hey, for the first time in this entire group, we've had a game 3. So that's exciting indeed. Innovation's got a map. Bunny has a map. Romanticide is our 3rd and final map. Let's go. Spawning here in the bottom right in the blue for Team NV. Give it up for Bunny. And his opponent in the upper left in the red. Representing Kaitza Gaming. One last time, maybe. He is Innovation. Jo-Un lost to Innovation 2-0 in the first series of the day, so we will have Jo-Un versus Rogue happening next. So double gas opening for both players here, once again. And that just seems to be the meta here, at least, the very least between these 2 players. If it's the meta overall, I mean, I still see Reaper expands. I still see gas first builds, but it does not appear to be the most common build in TVT at the moment, and that makes sense, right? 2 gas, it's a little bit more versatile than gas first. It's a little bit more versatile than it's a little bit more versatile than a Reaper Expand as well. So yeah, I mean, that was my guess as to why kind of Rogue just got bopped by Bunny, but certainly not why Innovation got bopped by Joan got bopped by Innovation. So, you know, so it goes. Neither of these players, of course, are left in the GSL. They can play whatever they want. I mean, you say that cynical death, but Rogue has never lost an offline best of 7. So, while Maru looked good, I mean, well, actually, I don't know how Maru looked. I haven't seen that series yet. But both he and Rogue made their way into the finals with a 4-3 scoreline, so that's always going to be close. Yeah, I was getting worried there. But I thought Innovation was just going to kind of speed run this bracket. It was going to be, you know, a 2-0, 2-0, and Innovation just kind of finding its way on into the quarterfinals in like 20 total minutes of game time. And Rogue did look terrifying in like the quarterfinals. It did not look all that great there for who did he play? Did he play Terran? I think he did. No, he, you know, actually, never mind. What am I thinking of? But yeah, he has played close series every series thus far. As it's kind of funny. He has had to play both matchups. Mario has not. Yeah, TYTY fanboy, it's either going to be the G5L or the best of 7 curse. The best of 7 blessing working on in. Are continuing. So either way, we have that storyline, and that's man, as a caster, having those two competing storylines is really enticing. It makes your job a lot easier, and it makes your stories a little bit better. But of course, well, we're gonna have to see whether Innovation can make it work here in this third game of this best of 3 in this winners match. So we will have Bunny. He's gonna try to dive on in. He will knock down one Hellion pretty quickly, but it's a bunch of Marines. We do just have a tank. We have a tank out now. And that will mean that, yeah, this pressure is done and dusted. It's not really going to get a whole lot done. That being said, though, Bunny, he's got more where that came from, certainly. And he's kind of going for this whole kitchen sink build that Clem loves to go for, where he's like, yeah, I got some Cyclones, and I got some Marines, and I got some Hellions, and I'm just going to move out on the map with it and see what I can get done. So this drop is going to find its way on into the main base now. And he will get a full unload before that does happen. It's only 6 Marines. It's not 8, so it's not, you know, full medevac. But all the damage, all the defense here for Bunny is in the natural. So Innovation, he will have the tank get on up. Only 2 workers will go down, and with the auto turret, well, that is going to be that. The Cyclones will lock on top of this tank here, and we will see a Reaper go down, but that's just going to be about it. And Bunny really does seem to be killing. Yeah, Bunny does seem to be doing a fantastic job of just out multitasking Innovation in this game. 6 SCVs have died, and it's likely that Bunny, of course, loses everything in this. Oh, you know what? No, he's not. Not even. I think he's going to be able to save that Cyclone, or not. But it's honestly, there's nothing here for Innovation. 15 SCVs have died. This army here on the backside of the mineral line is also not going to go down. Innovation, he's down 12 workers. He still doesn't have much of an army, and in all honesty, I mean, the Cyclone gets dropped on top of the tank. This tank goes down. And what does Innovation have? He doesn't is the answer. I mean, there's another tank here. So Bunny will be forced back, but Bunny's now got a 12 army supply lead. He's up 14 workers. I don't really know what Innovation's supposed to do in this game. I mean, Innovation, of course, is an incredible player. But I mean, if you don't have what you need, you don't have what you need. So now we have the Raven on up. We do have this siege tank push coming in, and an auto turret's going to get dropped on top of this tank, and well, Bunny's just going to dive on top of it. The tank's going to go down, and now we're going to see a siege up here on into the natural. Innovation does have stim, of course, and that's what he's going to try to make work happen here. But, well, with the auto turret, Innovation should be able to break this, even as he does lose 4 more SCVs. So here's the thing. At the very least, Innovation is stim. Bunny's not even close to being getting stim is now. The auto turrets will land. The double Raven tech is going to be a powerful one. But this tank is still standing strong for the time being. And even then, well, Bunny's running out of wheat for that chaff. He will lose this tank. And I worry, really, I worry about stim more than anything else here. We have 1-1 on the way. But Innovation, he is now hungry. He is out for blood. Yes, he's taking a ton of damage in this game. But right now, his army is better. He will have +1 in 5 seconds. Bunny's +1, and it's going to be 1-1, so it will be an upgrade lead, is a lot further away. Does he even have a tech lab on a barracks? I think only just now he's finishing that up. But now Stim getting started at 7:30, at 7:30ish. Innovation, he already has Stim done, and he's had it done for a while. So Innovation, he's got a army supply lead, somewhat. It's a 1 army supply lead, doesn't really matter. But he does have a tech lead in the extreme. He does have stim. His combat shields are done in 5 seconds. So his army right now is a lot better than Bunny's. It has more HP, it has more damage. And it's really all going to come down to the fact, well, all down to the question really of whether Bunny will be able to hold with these 4 tanks. Now, there are no Ravens here for Innovation, and that is going to be a bit of a problem as he stims on in here. The auto turrets and all of the Marines. Yeah, this is just not going to be a push here for Innovation. He tried. He tried indeed, but the tank is going to just barely survive, actually. But, yeah, there we go. We'll go on down. Vikings will land, and Innovation just cannot push on in. He's going to lose that army supply lead that he had. Now it's going to be upgrades of parity. +1 stim combat shields are going to be on the way. And there we have it. GG, Innovation took too much. Bunny is going to be the first player out of this Group A of the round of 8.